Hey guys, what a shake and happy Sunday. Just wanted to come to you with a pretty important message today. I always try and keep it real with you guys. I've been battling pretty rough the past couple of days. I've been asking a lot of people for help, which you guys have been beautiful enough to do for me. But while it's not everybody's cup of tea, I knew I couldn't wait to get to church today. Yesterday was the worst physical day I've ever had in my life. There's no doubt about it. I was under-medicated. I'm hoping to regain a little bit of form today. I see my speech seems to be a little better, so I think I'm doing that. But yesterday was just a day from hell where I was frozen. Frozen leads to bad back, leads to stiff neck, leads to migraines from the stiff neck, leads to not eating, leads to nausea, leads to headaches. It was a complete shit show yesterday. So as bad as I felt, I knew that I needed to get to church today because, listen, I know it's not everybody's thing, but it's my thing. I knew that I needed to recharge the beads and talk with my pastor. And again, I don't ever pray for myself, but I just knew I needed a little bit of God's love today. So as crappy as I felt this morning, I've been up since 2 a.m., So I sat in the church parking lot, and I'll be honest with you, I cried. Not because I'm giving up. I never give up. Not because I'm not grateful. I'm completely grateful. It's just because of my physical symptoms and the way I felt. Led me to just kind of think on what I'm doing to other people, what my downfalls in life mean to others, my loved ones, how it affects them. And I got in my feelings pretty bad. I worked my way out. A couple of people in church on the way in, knocked on the window, "You okay?" But I knew I needed to go to church today. What happened was amazing, and I'll tell you what happened. Yesterday, as last as I felt, and even the day before, I've made about 14 videos about gratefulness and stoic thinking that I was going to drop. And you've heard me talk about the power of the pause in prior videos, taking a minute to just say, is this right? Is this the right thing? Am I doing the right thing here? Even if my intentions are right. And for some reason, I didn't hit go. I didn't click go. And I'll show you in editing of this video that I have one. It was a 5-minute video. It was going to be about this whole thing. I had bullet points about how to treat certain people in your life and how to not give other people the other leash that they don't deserve. And there was just something in my gut telling me that if I sent it as right as it would have been taken the wrong way. And that's not what I'm about. And the funny part is, my pastor just got married. My assistant, the youth pastor who steps in for him, is on vacation. So somebody who doesn't rarely ever hold sermons or church today was Pastor Bonnie, who I love, but she's the worship, the musical leader. She gave today's message. And if this wasn't a kick in the pants from God, I don't know what was, because this sermon, the other two pastors there's no doubt, would not have given. This was simply about the whole, and I'll in editing when they release it, I'll put it in this video too, so you don't think I'm bullshitting you. The whole sermon was about hypocrisy, people stating that they're people of faith in church and just not showing outwardly those values. As far as love, forgiveness, caring, which is kind of part of what I was going to touch on in my video. But again, coming from me, it would have come out the wrong way. And it was truly amazing. And I'm going to play some video of her saying it. And I never posted any video of a female pastor, so I'm not lying here. It's Sunday. I got my beads on. I'm church going today, every Sunday. But it was like an hour-long talk to me from God saying, you did the right thing, power in the pause, you took a breath, but what you were going to try and say in your video while you were trying to help others wouldn't have been received the right way by everybody in your life. And it was like, wow. Again, I keep telling you guys, look for the signs. Take the power of the pause, be the better person, look for the signs. And it always seems to happen to me in church. Maybe it's just because my heart is open there. I'm more vulnerable there. Maybe it's because that's my thing. You might find signs with your animal, with with a TV show. They come from everywhere. Today opened my eyes. And it was basically two, she touched upon Romans, obviously, do whatever is within your power to live in peace with others, which I have tried to do, but you can only do your part. You can't handle the weight of the world. If somebody's not ready to see the light and to be that person, all you can do, like you've heard me say a million times, be the best version of you. Put your head on the pillow at night, knowing you've done all you can to try and live in peace and harmony with everybody. And the whole gist of it was, and I think she referenced Matthew 23:28. It's basically, so you outwardly appear righteous to others, but deep within inside of you is hypocrisy and lawlessness. Basically, it's I portray that I'm a person of faith, and I like people to think that, but in my heart I'm not there yet. So rather than give you the video I was going to give you yesterday about how to deal with people that are in your inner circle and people who are not, and different leashes and how you would not let people steal your inner peace, I'm going to let Pastor Bonnie teach it, and I'm going to put some snippets of it here. And basically what she's saying is that do all you can to live in peace with others, no matter what that looks like. But you're going to get to a point where what you're going to realize, like in Matthew 23:28, that if they're not ready to receive it and they're not ready to show it yet, it's kind of not your problem. That might be God's way of showing you how not to act. Everything teaches you a lesson. Nobody's perfect. We are always learning lessons. So rather than me give you my Stoic philosophy speech that I was going to drop today, because I know you guys wanted it, I'm going to let Pastor Bonnie do it for us in this video, because like I said, this is a massive eye opener for me that I waited, and that all yesterday I kept saying to myself, I'm not even going to be able to go to church. I can't drive. I can't move. And something led me upon my physical limitations to somehow get there today. I didn't look like this, trust me, before my meds. I somehow got there. I was led there because I know I needed it more so than ever because of how I felt. But the lesson I learned today was like a higher power saying, bro, you're halfway there. You did the right thing. You powered. There's power in the pause. You knew something wasn't right. You've been holding on to this video for 2 days. You didn't drop it. Here's why. Let Pastor Bonnie teach for you a little better. There's always signs, guys. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Maybe you need to think about what's going on in your heart. Maybe you need to think about how to deal with disappointment in others. Maybe you need to think about how to deal with that anger and frustration in your heart in regards to other people who say they're Christian but don't meet your expectations. We know ourselves that we don't always live up to that vision, but we want to. And it's frustrating when other people don't live up to that vision, but it's on us. Do all that you can. If you don't like what you see in somebody else, guess what? That might be the Holy Spirit trying to teach you what not to do. That word peace in the Greek signifies and emphasizes an active pursuit of peace rather than a passive acceptance of conflict. It's not asking us to be passive and just say, I'm okay with everything. It's asking us to actively pursue peace, to make an intentional effort and seek reconciliation and harmony with everyone. Whoa. Calling it biblical when all you're really doing is putting a Band-Aid over unforgiveness and bitterness. That's what it means to be in peace, to settle in our hearts what is right, how God sees everyone. And so in doing all that we can, yes, we cannot change others. Yes, we cannot force others to change, but we can choose how our heart is and how we respond to everyone.